Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Heidner. You're watching this video. You're one of my advisees, science program. So you should have by now received an email that shows a copy of this program shared with you. So I would recommend just go there and open it right now. This is a shared copy that I have with individual advisees of mine, and it helps to keep you guys on track and aware of what you need to be doing to graduate on time. So go ahead, open it up, and let's go over it. So there's a program overview here, and you'll see that the second thing I have here is the color coding, which we're going to use to track your progress and figure out the next classes you should be registering for. Green, we're going to highlight green everything that is completed. Yellow, we're going to highlight the courses that you're currently taking or registered for. And blue we'll use for the courses that we're planning for the next semester, right? The one after the ones you're registered for, so 2 semesters ahead. The next item here is a table of the major requirements. The major core requires 45 credits. So let me go ahead and put a gray here to sort of separate there. And to fulfill those 45 credits, here are the required courses that you need to take, as well as the number of credits that they have. Further down to the list, we have what's called major electives. These are electives that you need to complete also that are part of the major. Not all of them, of course. You'll see there's a list here. Typically, students use electives from this list to fulfill requirements for future needs. So, such as if you're going into a physical therapy program, you might want to consider taking some chemistry courses or physics courses, course, I should say. To fulfill the major elective requirement, you need to complete 9 credits or more in this list here from these courses. Okay. Next on the list, we have what's called collateral requirements. Mark that one too. Nice and shaded there to sort of separate the rest. Okay, great. The collateral requirements are all required. You need to take all of these. It's a total of 17 credits, and they include Psych 101, Nutrition 182, Biology 244 and 245, Statistics 109. You will see here in parentheses a SEEDS and the name of the category in the SEEDS curriculum that it represents or fulfills. And we're going to get to it in a second. SEEDS is what we call now our general education requirements. You gotta complete all of these courses here, and then 3 of them will fulfill the needs of general education, right? The total, at least 71 credits to complete your degree. If we scroll down a little bit more, here's a roadmap for a 4-year guide template in exercise science. Should actually change. Never mind. Let's just keep going. So this is a suggestion that is made to keep you guys on track. For example, if you take these courses in the first semester and then you take a SEEDS course, a general education course, you would be taking 14 credits and staying on track for graduation. This is a suggestion on the amount of credits you would have to calculate these in here. Then for your first year, second semester, it could be spring, but it could be fall, depending on when you joined. These are the courses that are recommended that you take, right? Note that Math 100 here is not required for everyone. you could use a free elective here. Free elective means any other course that is an elective and has 3 credits in it. It needs to have that correct amount of credits or more to satisfy it. So this program continues like this until you reach the end, right? So your 4th year. And you'll see that around the 3rd year here, you start to have more free electives and a greater amount of, how should I say this? General education courses, right? And this becomes more pronounced in the 4th year with more free electives here and here. So by the 3rd year, if you follow this, you should have completed the general education requirements. But note that this can all change around. If it's a free elective, you know, or seeds, it doesn't matter really in which semester you take them. This is a proposed roadmap that would give you, you know, you would front load your work here with required courses, and as you get towards the end, where maybe you want to be doing more internships or have courses that are not so intensive in the major, then you have these electives to fill it. Note that this free elective here is 4 credits. Okay. If you do this, it should keep you above the 12 credits necessary for financial aid in all semesters, if you have financial. This course proposal, this roadmap proposal takes you to a total of 120 credits. Feel free to pause the video or rewind and watch it again if you need to, if you need more information on what's going on. I have here 2 links for the seeds. They should be the same. If you open this link here, you're going to see all the categories that fulfill the general education, and we're going to go there in a second, but just bear with me. First, we got to talk about critical prerequisite order. And this here is an order of courses that are prerequisites for the courses after them, right? You see biology 244 is very essential. And specifically speaking about this exercise science 480 here at the end, it has 4 consecutive prerequisites, right? So first you got to take biology 244 so that then you can take EMJ 320. After that, you can take exercise science 331. After that, you can take the 476, and then finally the 480. This means that, and I put this list here so you know that the prerequisites impose at least a 5-semester timeline on achieving this final exercise science 480 course here. What that means is you should plan to complete these in time, like in a timely fashion, if you want to graduate in 4 years, right? Some of these courses here, I think most of them actually are not really offered during winter and summer semesters. And biology 244, if I'm not mistaken, there may be some changes in the future, but as of the recording of this video, the biology 244 courses are only offered in the fall semester. There may be one offered in the summer, sometimes one in the spring, but you should not count on it. So what this means is that it's a 2.5-year timeline here. If you take the courses consecutively, it's going to be 2.5 years to complete, to get to the end of exercise science 480. If you have not taken 244 yet and you've been 2 years in, right, and it's now the fall, this course is not going to get offered until the next fall, which means you're going to be starting your 3rd year. So then it's 3.5 here when you complete 244, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, right? So it would take you like 5.5 years to graduate. There are exceptions to this timeline. in which you could probably, I think you're allowed to take and transfer courses from a community college. Biology 244 would be one of those. If that's the case, you need to contact the department, more specifically, at least for now, Mr. Eduardo Saavedra, and ask him about the process to transfer a course from community college. You will have to have completed the course and submit paperwork, to have it added to your degree. Until this posts, you will not be able to register for a PMJ 320, for example, right? Or 321 and 324. So be careful and keep in mind that these things here are critical, right? Also, if transferring from community college, these courses, you should, or before registering the course at the community college, you should send that information to Mr. Saavedra so that he can assess if the course will satisfy the requirements of Biology 244. Or else you might just be, you might be wasting time there. So, all right, finally we get to the SEEDS curriculum, and this is the name, again, of our general education requirements. There are two tables here that you need to, and they're different in their requirements. So when we read here, you need to complete a total of 15 to 18 credits in this first requirement here. All of these are required, unless, with the exception of world languages, which if you're not a beginner and you can do a placement test, you may be allowed to just take the intermediate level of world languages here. However, if you don't want to do the placement test, or if you are not going to do it, or you don't have a prereq or a language course or understanding, you will have to take all the 18 credits here. So keep in mind, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 courses here, and that means you will have to complete all of them. And as you see here, there are at least 3 credit courses for each one of these categories, right? So let me just open up this. And if you open that link, we arrive here at what is the SEEDS curriculum. So let me go all the way up on this table. You will see that here it has what's called Effective Writing 1. So this is one of the categories. And any course in here, that has 3 credits would satisfy. They might all be 3 credits already to make these things simple, but I haven't checked all of these. I don't know them all. So make sure that they are 3 credits before you enroll. So if you took one of these courses and passed it, you would satisfy Effective Writing 1, right? Then we would come here to this table, write the let's say we took English 111. You would just put here English 111, and then we would select this like this, change the background color, and then pick a color green that you want to use to make it so it is completed, right? Similarly, you got to come back here to your roadmap, and let's say you did that in the first semester. So we're going to get to the SEEDS here and then do English 1-on-1, and then just mark this as completed also, okay? If you take 2 of these, then just advance to the next semester. Let's say you took another, you took English 262 after that, right? And then in the first semester, but the next SEEDS requirement is here, so you could do English 262, then select this, mark it green, go back down here on Effective Writing 2, put English 262, and then also mark this as green to indicate that it is completed. Let's say then the next step would be, well, I want to take interactive communication next in the next semester for the SEEDS requirement. then I would go to the table here where it says interactive communication, and maybe it's CMST, Fundamentals of Public Speaking here, CMST 101, and you can just put CMST 101 that you're registering for the next semester. In this case, I would come here and then select a shade of yellow, and likewise I would go to the next seeds entry and then put there CMST 101, indicate that it is registered. After you register, of course, make sure you're registered for it, and then just mark it here. So what this does is it creates a map that we can follow, and I can see where you guys are, right, and how you're coming along in your degrees, right? Okay, so let me undo these because these are from the template. We don't want to send out a template with things on it to everyone, right? So eventually you will have to complete all of these, okay, to satisfy the first part of your general education requirements. Note that quantitative reasoning is satisfied by Stats 109, which you will take ideally in your second semester right here, okay? And then you just mark that as completed. The next part of the general requirements here, general education requirements, is you're required to take 4 pre-credit courses from the 6 learning outcomes listed below for a total of 12 credits. You will see that 2 of them will be satisfied by the requirements or collateral requirements of your degree. So analyzing cultures and society is going to be satisfied by Psych 101, and then scientific reasoning will be satisfied by Biology 244. Okay? So whenever you complete these courses, go and mark them green. When you register, you mark them yellow. When you complete, you mark them green, right? Here at the end, I have a list of courses typically required for doctors of physical therapy programs. I put this here because we have about half of our students in the department are half of our students in the department want or have plans to follow a DPT career, right? So I went and did a search, and this is a list that has like the most common requirements to be accepted into DPT programs. This is not true for all DPT programs. You should look and contact the schools that are offering those programs to check what is actually required for you to be able to join the program. And then you'll see I list some of the courses here. For example, anatomy and physiology are satisfied by Biology 244 and 245, right? Is there 2 courses with laboratory components, I believe. This may not be true for all programs, right? That these courses here will satisfy it. So to verify this, I can't advise you on that. What I can say is that you need to contact them, whatever you're willing to apply, ahead of time. The earliest, the better in your academic journey. And then ask them what these requirements are and check if these courses that you're planning on taking would satisfy those requirements. Some will require physics, some will require psychology or statistics, right? 4 of these, I should say, are major requirements or collateral requirements, so you don't have to worry too much about it. But you might need more courses in biology, chemistry, maybe physics, or maybe mathematics, right? So make sure if you're going through a DPT program, you check those. This is just a suggestion. It's going to be a little bit different for each DPT program, right? So what I'm going to ask of you guys is this. I have a total of 84 advisees as of the recording of this video, and I expect that number to remain relatively stable through the years ahead. So it takes a lot of time to individually advise 84 students, what we can do, and what you should do for me, please, is watch this video again if you need to go over the instructions and start mapping where you are. So open up your transcripts, and then come in here on this document that is shared with you, right? That only I and you can see it, each one of you individual documents, right? And start marking, selecting these. For example, let's say you completed already all of these in the first semester, then just come here and mark them green. And maybe you completed these also for the next semester, and just go and mark them green. After you've marked green all the courses you've completed that are these requirements, right? I want you to go and also start listing here the seeds requirements that you might have completed. So you're going to look at your transcripts, then go on this link in this table here, and what you can do is you can search, right? So let's say you completed a course here in analyzing cultures and society, or let's get creative expression, right? And maybe let's use creative expression as an example. So if you have, let's say you completed writing 256, so you would come here and go WRIT 256. All right, type it there on the search box, and it didn't go to anything. It's WRT 256, right? So immediately this here gives you the search, and if you follow my mouse here and you look down on this highlighted course, you will see that writing 256, sorry, satisfies creative expression. In that case, you would look where creative expression is, and it's here, and then you go there and put writing 256, mark this as green, then find one of the seeds elements here on this roadmap, just put down writing 256, and then mark it as green, right? You don't have to do it here on this first one. You could actually go to the end here and then just put, or in the middle, just put write 256 there. And that will be great, okay? After you've done that, the next step I ask you to do is repeat the same process, right, for the courses that you're registered into right now. So let's say you're registered in these 3 courses here, right? You're in there, you go here, you mark them in yellow. Let's say you're also taking a major elective, and if you want to know again which one they are, we go up here to the major elective courses, and suppose you're registered for physics 193. So we're going to come here, put down physics 193, and then also mark this as yellow, because these are the courses you're currently taking. This will give me an idea of what you're doing right now, so we can plan things for the future, okay? And then what I'm going to do is go over these when you need advisement. Although I anticipate, of course, not everyone's going to have exactly the same experience, but some of you, I anticipate, will need a meeting with me to discuss what's going on. But I anticipate if you follow this guide, you will have a pretty good idea of where you are in your major and what you need to do next to walk towards your graduation date, right? Thank you guys for listening to the video. It's a little bit on the boring side and long, but it should have all the information you need to complete, to have like a sort of a breezy advisement, all right? And please complete this before asking to meet for advisement purposes, right? because this, sorry, my dog's barking. When this gets completed, and we schedule our advisement session, then we'll have a good idea what to do and where to go from there, right? It's the difference between a 1 hour meeting where we have to actually manually do these things together, or instead a 15-minute meeting, which can be done really quickly, and we just discuss if the plans for the future are adequate for you. All right. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys soon.